Alright, we're back for round two, and this time we are definitely mulliganing because there's no opal to tempt me to keep. And yeah, this deck's not really showing you much, is it? Um, on a no game one and then a mulligan to five next game, but I'm sure at least one of the games will be a good one at least. I mean that is the one of the downsides when you play this kind of deck, but then again, it's monocolor and it curve stops at three, so like you don't expect to draw multiple Mox Opals in every game. I think if he's got the Oblivion Ring, we're going to struggle to win, so I'm just going to hope he doesn't have it here and run out my Steel Overseer to start pumping as soon as possible. It might even be better for him to Oblivion Ring the Overseer instead of Tempered Steel anyway. And again, I think we just have to hope he doesn't have the Wrath here, because off the mulligan to 5 we're not going to recoup anyway. We're not bothered about Oblivion Ring anymore, because we've got the Overseer. I think he probably runs 3 Day of Judgment, most blue-white decks do nowadays. I haven't looked at his list, because that would kind of make it a little worse. I guess the +2 means he doesn't have the day here. Or he would have just +1'd and dayed and basically won the game. That does, however, mean he probably has mana leak, so we'd want to play around that if possible. How many does Jace start on? It starts on 3, doesn't it? Did he not just play that Jace and then +2 it? So it should have 5. There's no way of checking how many counters Jace starts on, I think. How is this Jace on? Oh no, he didn't just make it, did he? Wait, I'm confused. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Never mind, ignore me. No, he didn't just make it, did he? No, okay. I don't know what I was phased out there. Thinking about something else, forgot where I was, you know. The old spiel. Right, so I'm gonna make a tempered steel and mark him up a bit, as he would say. And let's attack Jace with that and him with the Spellskite. Just so we get guaranteed kill. So yeah, again, this mulligan to 5 doesn't look too bad anymore, but a Day of Judgment will kind of wreck our plans. We just need to hope that he then can't deal with an Inkmoth Nexus for the rest of the game, which is hopeful at best. Bearing in mind he can also kill the Tempered Steel with Oblivion Rings once he's Day of Judgmented, so my Nexus would shrink significantly. There's the bad boy, and that's probably game. Especially because we're drawing dead. Not drawing dead, drawing dead cards. Drawing dead is a different thing. It's annoying I can't make Metalcraft with this. Although, well, I suppose I don't need Metalcraft at the moment. Because it's a Dismember, not a Dispatch. But should I need it? Old Frosty. And yeah, I wish it was a Dispatch. Because that's gonna keep my Moth Nexus out of the game. I guess that's the start. When he attacks here, I could activate my Nexus, then add blue to redirect to Spellskite, but I think I'd rather just take the 2 damage. I'm tapping that anyway. Not sure why he'd do that. In that it seems like he'd rather force the issue and make me lose 2 or pay 2. Because the Spellskite's not really doing much to him at the moment. Oh no, he's got Tectonic Edge in play. When did that arrive? I guess last turn with Frosty, in which case he doesn't really care about the Inkmoth Nexus, does he? Um, well, I guess I'll force him to use it. I can't redirect that to Spellsky, and I have no ways of killing Tectonic Edge, so I may as well do it now. He's thinking, does he want to do it before I make Metalcraft? Nope, he doesn't. Bash. Should I try and... No, I won't. Try and redirect Tectonic Edge to my Spellsky. It might work, might be a Modo bug. By doing that, though, I'd lose 2 unnecessary life or pay a mana, which I'm going to need, because I'm planning to block and shrink the Titan, assuming he doesn't tap my Memnite. Into the roll on Spellskite. Yeah, I think I'm dead now. No, I can draw Dispatch. I'm not dead just yet. Not sure what Dispatch would do though, because I'd need Dispatch and the land to be able to kill the Titan because of the Titan's ability. But I mean, I've got a turn, so unless he attacks with Colonnade, in which case I don't. Oblivion Ring. Guess that's going to hit Tempered Steel. Yep. And he's preordaining. With all his foils. Foil Tech Edge, foil Colonnade, foil Oblivion Ring, foil Preordain. Any other foils? Just a Preordain. In fact, I'm not going to carry this out. There's no one winning this game. So I'm just going to stop the pain there. Gonna board as before. Active Aggression is not very good against Frost Titan because I rarely have 5 mana in this deck. Especially 5 mana that I want to use. So I'm going to board as before, Dismember because it doesn't really do anything. Dispatch. Although, with Frost Titans, I think I might keep the Dispatches and just board out 2 Memnites. And yeah, leave it at that. Because he doesn't actually have that many ways of winning. Dispatch kills Gideon as well. So it's probably good to have the full set of Dispatches and just take out the useless Memnites that run into Wall of Omens. Even with Tempered Steel, they run into Wall of Omens. Apparently Marco couldn't sideboard because Modo bugged out on him, so I guess good for me, but probably not. This hand is so awkward, but I think I'm going to keep. Just hope I get a Steel Overs here next turn. He says it's still being awkward, so he needs to relock. Alright, Marco kept his 7, obviously, and we're off. Let's get some Volt Scourges in play. Let's foil Seagrun Coast, foil Preordain. Straight balling. And there's a Signal Pest, which is probably better than Volt Scourge here, because it deals an extra damage next turn. Now I need to draw a land and a Tempered Steel both in the next turn, and then we're fine. We only drew one of those, but for now, that's still fine. I think I'm actually just going to pass here. I think I'm fine to wait on 4 damage a turn until he Day of Judgments. Even if he makes Jace here, I mean, he's giving me an extra card, and then, okay, he's Oblivion Ringing, in which case I can probably make a creature next turn. Or if I draw a land, obviously I can make Tempered Steel. Whee, there we go. Bash, bash for 9, and we're in. Obviously draws a second Oblivion Ring. Standard Marcos. What are the chances of him also having drawn Day of Judgment? Small, right? He says maybe I need to play my own Oblivion Rings. Yeah, that's a possibility, I guess. That would go with adding a land as well and cutting a mox. That would have been pretty good there. Oh, he doesn't have Day of Judgment. How lucky. He's thinking. And his follow-up is another Spreading Seas. No more Tempered Steels for me. I'll probably draw one now. Now I draw a Shrine, which is fairly good. So yeah, let's put a counter on my creatures. And let's bash them to 3. I think with that Shrine now, it looks fairly good for me. I think I could just play the Vault Scourge as well, because if he plays Gideon, then I would very much like to have the extra creature to be able to kill it. But no, I think I might sit on it. I think Gideon's the only card there where I wouldn't want to make the Vault Scourge, because he's dead to either of these two. So, like, Day of Judgment would mean I don't want to make Vault Scourge. And, yeah, it's unlikely he's got 2 removal spells, because he would use 1 on Still Overseer. Okay, he's dead anyway. And I doubt he runs more than 3 Gideons, like maybe 2. So, and I know most blue-white lists do run 3 Day of Judgment. We're not going to change boarding because I don't think it makes a difference if we're on the draw or the play. So yeah, we'll just submit and carry on for the next game. Okay, we've got another slightly awkward hand, but it's a definite keeper. We've got double Still Overseer should the first one fall apart, and if we just start drawing lands, then we can play our Tempered Steel. So we've got kind of the backup plan. We've got double backup plan really because of Inkmoth Nexus. And there's the first planes, so that's always good. But Vault Scourge is the best guy to make turn 1, obviously, because he actually deals damage. Hopefully this game's a little better than the previous one. I suppose the last one wasn't too bad because we won, but the draw was still not great. Now, there's the question, do I play Spellskite or Still Overseer? It's just I think if I was on the play, I would play the Still Overseer. No, sorry, the Spellskite, because then I could play Still Overseer and it not just get Day of Judgment. Instead, I could put some counters on like Inkmoth Nexus. But no wait, that's wrong. I play Still Overseer here because I'm on the draw, right? Because if he was a land behind, um, he would not be able to go Day of Judgment before. Basically, I want to play Spellskite. If I want to play Spellskite, it's because I don't want to O-ring my Still Overseer. But if I play Spellskite here, then I play Still Overseer next turn. I then pass, and he just Day of Judgments. So I'm not going to get the chance to activate Still Overseer. So I do want to be able to get the chance. Oh, and he doesn't have the O-ring, so that's good for me. It means I can load up my Inkmoth Nexus. I think that's what I'm going to do, rather than Tempered Steel. So yeah. Because the Nexus are fairly powerful against him. And this means that if he does Day of Judgment, we've got a pretty good backup going on. Also makes him think we don't have Tempered Steel, so he'll get tilted when we draw it. The good plan as usual. Marco says GG. I'm not sure why he'd say GG. Trying to work out what I can do here. I could make Still Overseer and Spellskite. Yeah, I think that's probably the best plan. I can't make Temper Steel and attack anything. So I think my best bet here is to just do that. It might be worth getting a Temper Steel on the table actually, I don't know. It's just that he can then Oblivion Ring it and then I'm not really that far ahead anymore. This way I can divert the Oblivion Ring towards Spellskite. Because next turn as well I can make Temper Steel and activate Inkmoth Nexus, which I would have liked to have been able to do last turn but couldn't. There would be an interesting discussion there of do I actually bother making a fourth land because of Tectonic Edge, but I'm pretty sure I do. Okay, so there's the Tempered Steel. There's the land. I think I'm going to kill Gideon here actually, yeah I am. There's the other land. There's the make them 8 power. And here's the attack Gideon. So Marco's GG may have been premature, he's just done a sideways face in the chat, so he obviously wasn't expecting the nuts. But that's what this deck can do, and that's why it's worth playing it if you want to get into Type 2, because it's fairly cheap. Aside from the Moxes, the whole deck's fairly cheap, but like I said, I think 2 Moxes is probably all you need. Again, you're seeing I'm drawing too many. I always seem to do this. They never help you get the nuts draw, and I draw more than one fairly often, so I think 2 Mox is actually more than enough. The only times Mox is good is if you go like turn 1, land, Mox, Signal Pest, Memnite, Signal Pest, or something like that, and get the absolute nuts, but obviously that rarely happens. It helps to make a turn 2 Tempered Steel, but again, you'd need to make 2 creatures on turn 1, and that's without a Mox, so you need a Memnite and a 1-drop. And that's pretty much the only case where Mox Opal is good. The rest of the time, it's you just draw too many, and either you can't activate it because you're trying to win with Inkmoth Nexuses and your opponent's Day of Judgmented, or you draw more than one, and this deck mulligans really badly. So, yeah, overall, I don't think Mox Opal is worth it. Like you see here, the deck is actually okay to go late game, but that requires you to keep drawing good cards. If you just start drawing Mox Opals, you can't really get there. You'd rather have the land so you can do all the Inkmoth Nexus tricks. So he's going to kill a Spellskite here. Assuming he doesn't have Condemn, he's actually just dead next turn. So I'm going to pay 2 life and make him kill Spellskite. Oh, he's got a Tectonic Edge. Never mind then. So we're going to activate and activate. And we're going to go attack him with both and Jace with the Steel Overseer, just to guarantee Jace dies basically. This way he takes 5 poison, like he has a Tectonic Edge on them or he's dead. And he takes 5 poison and he's still dead to one of my lands and he loses the Jace. I think this is overall the best attack because the damage on him isn't really that relevant to me. It means he has to keep up Tectonic Edge next turn. I'm just wondering if here I make a Steel Overseer. Yeah, I think I do. I think like he needs a land and Day of Judgment to make this a complete blowout for him, which would be fairly impressive because my draw was very good and his wasn't that good. But he's already drawn a Day of Judgment and he does play quite a lot of tap lands at this point because he's got 4 Sea Chrome and 2 Colonnade. Okay, there's a Fortress, and he doesn't have it thankfully. make the Glint Hawk before he can mana leak. And then I will activate this. He might have Condemn here, so I think I'll attack with... Like, he might go Colonnade, block, Condemn. So I'll attack with the 4/4 and the Inkmoth Nexus, and then charge up with Steel Overseer. That Glinthawk was quite a good draw, actually. Yeah, that's fine. I assume no blockers, in which case... No, he's got something. Into the roll, maybe? Into the roll, Tempered Steel, that's quite a good one. Doesn't seem to want to activate, there we go. And so he's going to take only 3 here, but that's still fine. Yeah, that into roll is actually quite bad for me. I guess I just don't replay it until he can't mana leak, but still means I'm stuck with a Tempered Steel in my hand that I can't really use. But yeah, these guys are quite good in the deck, as you may have guessed. Because you basically have 8 Tempered Steels. They're easy to kill in Tempered Steel, obviously, because most decks can kill creatures. But that's the big one-up it has on the block version, in that there are 2 sets of 4 cards that give you the nuts draws. One is Temper Steel and one is Steel Overseer. Steel Overseer is a bit slower, but it still does the job. Wall of Omens. That doesn't do much, but he's still got Mana Leak up. And if only Mox Opal weren't legendary, then it would be nuts. You just play 4. Play 4 in any vintage deck. Done. I don't know if that's true, I don't play vintage, but it seems like it probably would be a good idea because you've got enough Moxes to make that worthwhile. Then again, maybe not. Oh, he's tapped out. That's good for me. And anything else? No? I mean, either you play a land and pass or you don't. I'm not sure what he'd be thinking about here. I'll give him a nudge. No, he says, not sure what he'd say. Maybe he forgot I had Tempered Steel in my hand. Oh no. Oh, he's dismembering a guy, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, let's make a Tempered Steel. And activate. And I think I just attack him here actually. Then again, that means if he kills Tempered Steel, he can start blocking with Colonnade, but I can just dispatch the Colonnade. Although no, he's dead. He's dead next turn to Glinthawk Idol in the air, and it's going to take me a while to get through his wall. So yeah, I think it's better to just attack in the air and pump my guys up. Yeah, this puts him dead next turn without needing to activate Steel Overseer. So Day of Judgment won't do it, or something along those lines. Gideon would be good though. Frost Titan. Yeah, that's also quite good. I have the dispatch, luckily. Oh, I wouldn't mind playing that shrine, but I think it's better to just get this out of the way and kill a wall. So yeah, bash, kill a wall, and pass. Again, I just had another thought. Maybe I shouldn't have killed that wall. If he somehow kills Tempered Steel, so like Dare Judgment and O-Ring on Tempered Steel, he'd then take two and then he can block at Colonnade. Don't know if that makes a difference. I think though at this point it's safe to say he doesn't have Mana Leak. Because he's not going to preordain into it, he's going to preordain it to the bottom. And so he needed to have drawn it off Wall of Omens. Because he didn't have it last turn or he wouldn't have played Wall of Omens. And then he's not going to preordain into Mana Leak because he really needs answers. So I think next turn I can just play my Shrine without fearing anything. Unless he taps out here, in which case it's a moot point. Another Frosty. Fair enough. Well, here's a Spinethopter. Knock myself below threshold life, that might be a risk, but I think it's the right thing to do. And it's better to make a Shrine or a Signal Pest here, I'm actually not sure. No, I think it's better to make... Where is it? Yeah, Signal Pest not actually changing much. Although it does kill him in 2 turns, so maybe it is. Yeah, I think that is right. Put a counter on each of my guys, and pass the turn. Suppose I could have waited for that counter, because then I could block and kill Frost Titan, but I didn't really think about that. I don't think I would anyway, I think I'd rather have my Steel Overseer. Interesting situation if he's got Day of Judgment here, because I think he has to attack, keep Glinthawk tapped, and then Day of Judgment. And then hope to be able to kill the Glinthawk somehow in the next few turns and be able to do it with my Shrine. Yeah, this game's been quite a good one, I have to say. And we're actually both boarded, unlike the last game, so I don't know if we can claim the last game a victory because I was bored and he wasn't. Not that I bored that much and I didn't draw my Shrine, but still. It's still a post-board game and thus should be treated as such. Oh, he's tapping the Thopter. What's going on there? It's getting aggressive on me. Oblivion Ring, okay. Guess that hits Glenhawk Idol. Can't think what else he'd hit. I mean, Glenhawk Idol's killing him next turn, so either he kills that or he's got an answer to it. Yeah. As expected. Anything else? Got 3 cards. Are they good, is the question. Not sure what they could be. I think maybe they kind of have to be Mana Leak at this point. Oh, he's played a land. So he can block with Colonnade, but he's not doing so. Sun Titan. What can he return? Nothing that scares me particularly, I think. I think I lose this game though. I think it's safe to say, unless I draw Dispatch next turn for Frost Titan, I'm pretty sure I've lost here. Jace Beleren, that doesn't really bother me. Spellskite, that is definitely a good draw. Yep. I attack Guy with this. Sorry, Marco with this. Make a Spellskite. and a shrine, and hope this gets me there. Hope he doesn't draw a... What can he draw? Oblivion Ring on Spellskite would do it. Although, no, it wouldn't necessarily, because I can just block the Frost Titan. Oh no, he'd tap it. Yeah, he'd tap it and then win. So that wouldn't do it. He's attacking now. No, he's not. Interesting. Guess that means he does not have something to wreck me in combat if he does attack, because I'm going to get to kill a Titan my choice, which I think will be Frosty. And then untap and kill him, because obviously Frost Titan's going to tap Spellskite. And then, yeah, like I said, untap and kill him, hopefully. That's the plan for this game. I wonder how many of each Titan he's playing. I guess something like 2 and 1 or 1 and 2. Maybe even 1 and 1. Probably not too many Titans. In fact, no, I think he played 2 Frost Titans at some point, so yeah, 2 and 2, or 2 and 1. He says, I messed up. We can probably recover. If we just say, don't play the cards you draw. I've asked him how. Should attack with Colonnade. Yeah, should he? He wouldn't have enough mana to double activate. So pretend you do. He says, actually, wait, might be okay. That's the thing with Moda, you can't go back, so once he's in the declare attacker step, he can't activate his Colonnade. He says it's okay anyway, though. I mean, attacking the Colonnade just means he can't block with it, so I'm not sure how that would necessarily help him. I'm going to pause until he's finished thinking. I told him to tap some lands and I'll play as though I'm on 4 less, which is fine on Modo. Basically just assume I'm on 7 and his lands are tapped, and then that's fine. But yeah, I'll come back when he's finished thinking. Alright, we're back. He's just attacking me with Sun Titan. And I think I'm just going to kill it for free here. I'll just ask, I guess that means no Colonnade, I guess. He says, no, that was wrong too. It was last turn that he messed up. Okay, well, we're not going to rewind to last turn. Says he should have made Venter. Right. To be fair, I could have just killed Venter with my flyer. Although I guess he could have tapped the flyer. This Sun Titan attack doesn't really bother us, because, yeah, we just block and kill it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, it doesn't mean he can. No, it doesn't mean he can double it with Colonnade. Colonnade costs 6 effectively to block. Yeah, even with the land, he's only got 11. And he needs 5 and an untapped Colonnade to be able to block with 2 Colonnades. He says, yeah, you win this. Okay, fair enough. He says he played really badly last turn. I probably played badly though. Also, we can assume that the blue-white control player won't always play perfect, so I win the match. Well, hey.